HP. So 1-2 days, that's okay, no issues. Okay, tomorrow onwards, please don't join with the computer names again. I don't know whether you are able to hear me or not. So next time if you join with your computer name or mobile name, so I'll ask your name. If you respond, that's fine. If you are not responding, okay, I'm going to remove you from the particular list. Once I removed you, you cannot join again. Okay, even though you have meeting link, password and all. So please let me know your name. I'm going to rename it for you. You are still unmuted. I'm not sure whether you are able to hear me or not.
Hi Sanmuk, this is Jagan here.
Jayan.
Jagan.
Jagan. Yes, Jagan.
Yeah, I don't know whether which name I log in.
Sorry, you don't know?
Which name I could log in
Okay,
here.
okay, that's fine. It is showing as a Sri Kushi.
Uh,
Okay, so while logging in, you can have a chance to rename that particular display name, and that's okay. You just logged in with Sri Kushi. That's fine. Okay,
yeah,
and that's okay. If you have name, that's no issues. So
yeah, this
someone
is
joined with it.
my friend's laptop. That is
Okay,
why.
okay, okay. So I am not getting any response from HP. I just
Sir,
believe
SP Ambrish Yadav.
Ambrish.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Sorry, I will change my that
okay,
thing.
okay, okay. Done, done, done. I am going to change it. No issues. Ambrish. Fine, fine, fine. Ambrish. Okay, done. It was changed. Chandrasekhar. Okay, done, done, done. Okay, guys, let's start the session. So, any questions, any doubts, any challenges? And I don't know. We have like how many of you watched the morning's class, guys? It was already uploaded to the YouTube channel. And let me do one thing. You have an exercise now. Okay, I'll tell you what is that exercise. Please be ready. Hmm? Okay. So what you have to do is you have to go to the YouTube. Okay, go to the YouTube. Those who already subscribed, guys, no need to go to the YouTube. Please go to the YouTube. Those who are not yet subscribed, and go to the SQL DBA classes. Just type SQL DBA classes. Okay, and you can see the results. This is our channel, SQL DBA classes with black servers. Okay, just open this channel, guys. Please subscribe it first. Okay, so please subscribe it first. Why? Because I don't inform you once the video is uploaded again every time. It's difficult for me. So what you can do is once you subscribed, whenever I uploaded the video, okay, immediately you will get the notification. So I just created a playlist called batch 45 here, SQL DBA batch 45, and the morning what we discussed today morning, right? So this is the one. You can see here the session 1. You can see uh, SQL DBA batch 45 introduction session 1. Okay, so this is the session that was already uploaded in the morning itself. So again, every time, okay, letting you know that I am uploaded the video is difficult for me. So please subscribe to my channel so that whenever I uploaded the video recording classes, immediately you will get the notification. And periodically you can check in the batch 45 playlist, guys. Okay, and again, it's very important. So you'll get the notification once I uploaded the video. Okay, please subscribe to the channel. Okay, just a minute, guys, just a minute. Yeah, okay, fine. So that is the assignment, guys, for today. please subscribe to our channel. It will be very helpful for you guys. And not only our regular classes, you can see other classes also, like quick MS SQL DBA is a very important playlist. You can see some sessions like how to take the backup, how to restore the databases, how to connect to the servers, like small 3 minutes videos, 5 minutes videos, small videos will be there. So it is very important. And like those who are who needs classes in Telugu, okay, so there is a separate playlist called SQL DBA classes in Telugu. This is a 2 years old playlist, guys. Okay, so these are the 2 years old videos, so uploaded almost 70 videos. If you need any if you need any stuff in Telugu, okay, if you want to watch the videos in Telugu, you can use this playlist, guys. Okay, so you can see this playlist SQL DBA classes in Telugu as well. Right, fine. Chalo. So just a minute, let me, what I can do, let me open the notes. Right. So in the last class we discussed about the SQL Server. Okay, so what is the SQL Server, where we are going to use the SQL Server, okay, what are the different vendors in this particular market, what are the different vendors are there in the market for the same kind of stuff, and what are the regular activities, what are the day-to-day activities of a DBA, right? So the course outline, like how the course will be after the course, how to plan for the jobs and all, everything we discuss in the last class, guys. So from now onwards we are going to discuss about the SQL Server completely. We are going to slowly get into the SQL Server. We'll start with the concepts, guys, SQL Server concepts and all. Okay, so as discussed in the morning, SQL Server is a database software. Okay, we can call it as an RDBMS software. SQL Server is an RDBMS software. Okay, RDBMS software which will help you to store the data, to process the data, and to retrieve the data. To retrieve the data, we are going to use this SQL Server software, guys. SQL Server started its journey in the era of 1980s, guys. First SQL Server has been invented by the Sybase. Okay, then after that Microsoft, okay, they just take over the logic of the Sybase, and they just designed the database in the form of GUI, guys. Then Microsoft started working on the SQL Server software, and Microsoft did an excellent work in terms of database technologies. Till then database means completely, okay, it will be in a programming only. You should learn programming and all to manage the databases. Okay, from once Microsoft entered into this field by just, okay, take over this particular Sybase logic and all, then what happened, Microsoft started introducing the GUI option in the database option in the database sector, guys. So once they started introducing this GUI, graphical user interface, GUI means graphical user interface, like how you are handling the laptop and all. Like if you want to create a new folder, what you are going to do, just simply right click, you are going to choose new folder. So actually what happened in the back end, guys, you don't know how to create a new folder. Okay, when you click on this right click new and folder, in the back end one command will run to create a folder. You don't know what is the command to create a folder, but what Microsoft did is it just simplifies that option. Okay, so by using GUI like this, a graphical user interface, if you want to create a folder, so it's difficult, right, for everyone to remember that particular command and all. So they just invented, and they just did development in the GUI side, graphical user interface side, and they just introduced this particular GUI. So the same kind of GUI also introduced in the database side. So once they started, okay, this GUI in the database, from then onwards, Microsoft SQL Server is very much popular, guys. Okay. So if you go to the versions of the SQL Server, version means an updated software copy of a SQL Server. What is the version, guys? An updated software copy of a SQL Server is called version. So simply, like, we have iPhone 6, iPhone 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now 13 is running, right? So in the same way, we have different versions in the SQL Server. Okay, so SQL Server earlier, it just started its journey 1993, after this Sybase integration and all. Then 1997, in the year of 1997, it just released a version, SQL Server 1997. If you see the number here, one number, right, that is the year in which year it was released. You can see that number, guys. Okay, SQL Server 1997. So it was not so famous. Okay, from 2000 onwards, Microsoft started introducing this GUI options, graphical user interface and all. So this is like a SQL Server 2000. In the year of 2000, SQL Server 2000 has been introduced. Forget about these numbers as of now. I'll explain what is this numbers and all, nothing to worry. So next, after 5 years, Microsoft introduced one more version called SQL Server 2005. Then after 3 years, SQL Server 2008, 2008 R2, then 2012. In the year of 2012, it just released one more version called SQL Server 2012, then SQL Server 2014, SQL Server 2016, SQL Server 2017, and then SQL Server 2019, guys. So can anyone tell me what is the latest version of the SQL Server? After 2019, what is the latest version of the SQL Server?
2019.
2019.
Currently running 2019.
2019.
Currently running 2019. Okay, what is the upcoming version?
22.
2022. Okay, so that next version is, next upcoming version is SQL Server 2022, guys. Okay, so it was almost released in the market. So I'll tell you the story, right? So it will be like this, guys. So you have to remember these versions. These are very important as an experienced DBA. These versions should be tip of your tongue, guys. Should be on the tip of your tongue. SQL Server 2000, 2005, 2008, 8R2, 2012, 14, 16, 17, 19, and the upcoming one is SQL Server 2022, guys. Okay, so it's very important. The versions of SQL Servers are very important. Okay, you have to remember these versions, right? So next is SQL Server is an application. As you all know, SQL Server is an application, guys, right? Where we can install this application, right? If I want to install one application, I should have an operating system, right? If I want to install any application, I should have an operating system. So yes, as it is a Microsoft product, as SQL Server is a Microsoft product, so we can install the SQL Server on Microsoft operating systems, guys. We can install SQL Server on Microsoft operating systems. So we have two types of Microsoft operating systems. One is desktop operating system. Second one is server operating system, guys. One is desktop operating system. Second one is server operating system. So where we can install the SQL servers, guys, we can install either on the desktop operating system or on the server operating system. Generally, in the organization, we will use server operating systems when compared to the desktop operating systems. Just a minute, guys, just a minute. Right, okay. So where we can install the SQL Server, guys? SQL Server is an application. If I want to install any application, first of all, I should have an operating system. So in which operating system I can install SQL Server, guys? either on the desktop operating system or on the server
Server
operating
based.
system, right? So generally in the organization we'll use server operating systems only. We don't install desktop operating system. Why? Because when compared to desktop operating systems, server operating systems will have more capabilities. Okay, so desktop operating system, what is the maximum RAM, guys? Generally, what is the max RAM for desktops? How
16
much
GB.
max RAM it is going to support?
16
16
GB.
or 24 GB, 24 GB, guys. Okay, that's the max. Or if you still extend, it can be a 32 GB, right? And storage also, there are a lot of limitations are there. Desktop means it is for personal usage. Okay, you are not going to run the desktops 24 by 7 by 365 days. You are not going to run. Whenever you have a work, you are going to turn on the machine. Once your work is completed, you are going to turn off the machines. Means your work is limited, right? So the 16 GB or 24 GB RAM is enough for you. Whatever work you are doing, whatever requirements you have, that can be fulfilled with the help of 24 GB RAM maximum, right? But 24 GB or 32 GB RAM machines are peanuts in the organization, guys. It's not sufficient for the data processing. I told you, right? SQL Server is going to store the data, process the data, retrieve the data. So it has to process terabytes and terabytes of data daily, guys. It has to process terabytes of data daily. So for that, 24 GB of RAM is not sufficient. Okay, so that's why in the organization generally we will have 64 GB of RAMs, 128 GB of RAMs, 256 GB of RAMs, 512 GB of RAMs. Okay, but your desktop don't support that much RAMs, right? So that's why we are, and servers has to run 24 by 7 by 365 days. It has to run. So when compared to desktop operating systems, servers will have more capabilities. That's why we are going to install SQL servers on Windows Server operating systems, guys. You can still install SQL Server in your desktop operating system. Desktop operating system means Windows 7, Windows Vista, Windows Premium, Windows Home Basic, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, Windows 11. These are the desktop operating, Windows NT. Okay, these are the desktop operating systems, guys. We have server operating systems also. Okay, so we have server operating systems. These are all the different versions of the server operating systems, guys. These are all the different versions of the server operating systems. Windows NT 3.0, 4.0, these are all very old versions. Then again in the year of 2000, Windows Server 2000 has been introduced by Microsoft. See, this is also Microsoft product, and database software is also from Microsoft, guys. Both are Microsoft products only. Okay, both are Microsoft products only. So that's why you can install SQL Server up to 2016. That's why you can install SQL servers on only Microsoft operating systems, that is Windows operating systems, either desktop or server operating systems, guys. Right, we have different versions of the server operating systems. We have, yeah, that session is recording. Okay, so we have different types of operating systems like Windows Server 2000, Windows Server 2000. Someone, Dhananjay. Okay, done. Thank you. So Windows Server 2000, Windows Server 2003, Windows Server 2008, Windows Server 2008 R2. R2 means release 2, guys. R2 means release 2. Then Windows Server 2012, Windows Server 2012 R2, Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2019. So what is the latest version of Windows servers? Upcoming version?
2022.
2022? Are you sure?
Yes.
No, only 2019 only, latest version.
So there is no Windows 2022?
No, Windows 2022.
Okay, the upcoming
Only
Windows
19.
Server versions. Upcoming Windows Server version.
Okay.
Upcoming, not the latest one I am asking. Upcoming Windows Server version. So that is the
Okay.
assignment question, guys. check what is now. Also, you can check it. Okay, what is the latest Windows Server version, and you can check and let me know. Okay.
Windows Server 2021.
Windows Server 2021. Are you sure?
1 or 2.
1 or 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's fine. No problem. Okay, just check it, Google it, and let me know the answer. Okay. So we have Windows Server 2000, 2003, 8, 8R to 12, 12R to 16, and 2019 are there, guys. These are the Windows Server versions. Desktop versions, you know it. We are using regularly, so you know the desktop versions, guys. You have to remember these versions, SQL Server versions. At the same time, you have to remember the Windows Server versions also. Both should be on tip of your tongue. Again, I'm saying very, very, very important, guys. Very important. Right. Now, there is a quick question, guys. Can I install all of my SQL servers on all of my Windows servers? Can I install all of my SQL servers on all of my Windows servers? Is it
Yes.
possible? Just
Not
guess.
possible.
Not possible.
Just
Not
guess.
possible.
Guys, I need answers from everyone, not one or two.
No.
Okay?
Not
Yes,
possible. Sir.
Not possible.
Not possible.
Why it is not possible?
Because
That's-
updated version is come now, 2019.
Compatibility issues
The
might
higher version is not running on the lower version.
Very good, guys. Very good. Someone used a word called compatibility. So compatibility is very important, guys. Compatibility
Oh,
issues. Okay, compatibility issues. What is this compatibility issues? Okay, please mute it. What is this compatibility issues? We'll discuss. So, guys, for example, if you are using a old version of WhatsApp, I cannot install on the latest version of the smartphones, guys. So we have different operating systems also in the smartphones. If you are using iPhone, it might be an iOS. Okay, if you are using an Android phone, we have different versions of operating systems for Android. Android KitKat, Android Marshmallow. What is the latest version of Android, guys? Android
Android 12.
Android 12,
12.
12, 12. And we have different versions, right? KitKat, Marshmallow, like that. There is one more name. Okay. So,
Jelly bean.
okay. So, guys, so you cannot install very old version of applications in the latest version of operating systems, or you cannot install the latest version of applications on old versions of operating systems. Very simple, guys. That is called compatibility. Every batch I'll give you one example, the same example. It's a suitable example. In our childhood, we used to wear a cloth. Okay, we used to wear a cloth. Now, can I wear the same cloths now? Is it possible? Can I wear the same cloth now? No, not possible.
Not possible.
Why? Because at the childhood, our height is different, our measurements are different. So that will be enough. Now our height is different, measurements are different, everything completely changed. So the SQL Server 2000 was introduced in the year of 2000, right? Agree, everyone? So they don't know, right? In the year of 2019, Microsoft will release 2019 Windows Server operating system. So this SQL Server should be compatible with the Windows Server 2019. They don't know, right? Agree? So this is 2000, this is 2019, means 20 years before. They cannot predict, right? So that's why you cannot install very old versions of the SQL servers on very latest versions of Windows servers, very latest versions of SQL servers on very old versions of the Windows servers, guys. That is called compatibility.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then how to identify, sir? How to identify on which version of Windows servers, which version of SQL servers I can install? How to identify? At least any other way is there to identify this setup? Do we have any other way?
From official website we can know.
Yes, from the official website we can know, or else release notes will be there, release documents will be there. There also you can check it. Generally, guys,
With
there is
ABID.
yeah. So there is a formula. It's not like official. Okay, it's not official. With my experience, I'm just telling this one. So every version every version will support, every SQL Server version will support -7 years to +7 years, guys. Okay, +7 years. Again, it's not benchmark, I'm saying it's not benchmark, but this is for sure it is going to support. What is this -7 to +7? I'll explain. Say for example, SQL Server 2005 is there. Now you want to check on what Windows Server operating systems I can install SQL Server 2005, right? So as per this -7 +7 years rule, what is the -7 of 2005, guys? 1998.
98.
2 +7 of 2005?
2012.
2012. Now can you tell me what and all Windows Server versions operating systems are there between 1998 to 2012?
2000, 2003,
2008,
2008,
up to
2008 or
2012
Up to and 2012 also.
Right, so these are the operating systems. On all these operating systems, more or less, plus or minus 1 or 2, you can install your SQL Server 2005, guys. Okay, you should remember this one, very important. Why? Because one customer directly he comes to your desk, hey, can you please install SQL Server 2019 on Windows Server 2008? If he comes to you and he is asking directly like this, hey, can you please install 2019 SQL Server 2019 on my Windows Server 2008 machine? Is it possible, guys?
Possible.
Possible?
Not possible. Not
Okay.
not possible.
So SQL Server 2019. So -7 to +7. Okay. So Windows 2012. Okay. -7 to +7 means.
12 R2,
Please, someone is talking. 2012 to 2000.
19.
2012 to not 19.
2026.
26.
Oh,
26. Okay.
26.
So in this range, what and all operating systems are there, like 12, 12 R2, okay, and then 16 is there, 19 is there, okay, and upcoming Windows operating system is there, so you can install. But SQL Server 2019, there is a limitation that you cannot install on 2012, but that's okay. At least you should remember this basic formula, guys. Again, I'm saying this is not a benchmark from Microsoft, but at least more or less 1 or 2 versions, okay. So you can install your SQL servers on the respective Windows servers, guys. So if anyone comes to you, hey, can you please install 2019 on my Windows or 2008? No, not possible. You cannot give false promise. Yes, I'll install. Once installation is done, I'll update you. You cannot say like that. No, that's not possible. We cannot install 2019 on Windows 2008. We can install either on Windows Server 2016, Windows Server 2019. No need to by heart these versions. No need to by heart on which Windows Server versions I can install, what kind of SQL Server, nothing like that. Simply remember this -7 to +7. Each SQL Server will support up to 15 years, guys. -7 to +7 means what? -7 years to +7 means -7 to 0, 0 to +7. Total 15 years, up to 14 to 15 years it is going to support. Sir, after that, what we have to do? Okay, in case if any old version is there, can I use that older version of SQL Server? Yes, you can use it. Okay, guys, there is a setup called support, Microsoft support. Okay, so you can use it. Now you can use the old iPhone 4, iPhone 5 also. No one is going to stop you, guys. Agree? No one is going to stop you if you are using iPhone 4 or 5. But what is the challenge? Tell me. If you're using iPhone 4 or 5, what is the challenge?
they will not getting the update.
Correct. You don't get any updates from the Apple. Apple won't release any updates for iPhone 4 or 5. Why? If it still supports Apple 4 or 5, who will buy Apple 13? Right? That's the business strategy. You can still use it, but it don't give any support. It don't release any updates. If your phone is attacked by any virus, it can't help you. If your data is gone, it can't help you to recover your data. So that is called support. You can still use the older versions of the SQL Server. No one is going to stop you, but Microsoft won't give you any support. generally Microsoft will release updates in the form of service packs or cumulative updates. Why? Because don't know next minute what will happen. Next minute who is going to hack our systems, we don't know. What kind of virus they are going to introduce, we don't know. Right? So it's very important that you have to apply the updates regularly on your SQL servers. But once the support is ended by Microsoft, it don't release any kind of updates, guys. So your system, your data will be in risk. But you can still use it, no issues, but Microsoft won't give you any. And again, sometimes what happened, if you are facing any issue with the SQL server, if you are facing any issue with the SQL server, if your team is unable to fix that issue, there is a service called Microsoft support. You can raise a complaint to the Microsoft. You can either you can send an email or you can raise a complaint, okay, so that they are going to connect with you and they are going to fix your issues, guys. But that is chargeable, not for free. They will charge $300 per hour, something like that. But that's not that. There also SQL DBS will work, guys. You will get regularly interviews will be done for this position, support engineer in the Microsoft, either Mindtree or one more company in the Bangalore. What is that? What is that, guys? One more company. Come on.
VMware.
No, man. No. Microsoft support. Okay, Mindtree is one company. If you selected for Mindtree, they are handling Microsoft support. Okay, the project they are handling one project called Microsoft support. So you have to work with the Microsoft. Okay, client is Microsoft. One more company is there, guys. What is that? Okay, that's okay. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. I'll update you what is that company and all. Right, so these two companies regularly they will conduct interviews, okay, for Microsoft support engineer. Your work is you have to work at Microsoft Office, guys, and like believe me, you will get lot of issues daily. Okay, lot of people will call across the globe. Lot of people will call you across the globe, means the issues that are not going to be fixed by their DBA team, okay, they will get back to the Microsoft support, guys. Very critical issues you will get. Okay, so that is called Microsoft support. But if your support is ended, then even Microsoft support also they can't help you out. In case if you are any issues with the SQL Server 2000 or 2005, if you just raise a ticket, hey, I have an issue with SQL Server 2005, chalo, we don't support 2005. Okay, sorry, you have to fix the issue by yourself. Why? Because the support is ended, guys. Okay, so if you want to see that one, you can see here, right? Go to the Google SQL Server builds. Just type SQL Server builds, guys, in the Google, and you can see each version. You can see the first website, sqlserverbuilds.blogspot.com. Right, so you can see here, right, these are the different versions. SQL Server 6.0, 6.5, 7.0. You can see from here. Okay, SQL Server 2000. I'm sorry, SQL Server 2005, 2008, 8R2, 12, 14, and you can see here red mark, guys. Support date, extended support date. Each version you can see support date, extended support date. See here, SQL Server 2008 R2, the support date is 2014. It will extend for 5 more years, guys, 2019. So if you have any issues with it, you can still use 2008 R2. No one is going to stop you. But if you have any issues with 2008 R2, Microsoft is not going to support. Why? Because the support date is ended by 2019. Okay, so like this you can still see, you can see even 2012 also the support date is ended just this month only, 12th of July. The support date is ended for the SQL Server 2012. You can still use 2012, but Microsoft won't release any updates for 2012, and it won't release any type of like if you have any issues with the 2012, it even don't give the support also. And you can see for 2014 support date is ended and extended support date is there till 2024. 2016, of course, it's almost the latest one. 2017, 2019, and the upcoming SQL Server version is SQL Server 2022, guys. Okay, SQL Server 2022, not yet released to the market directly. So, but you can still work with the 2022 CTP copy will be available. I'll tell you what is that CTP copy and all. Right, so this is the main challenge with the older versions, guys. You can still use the older versions. Okay, in my company I'm still using 2000. We are still using SQL Server 2000, SQL Server 2005, 2008. But if any issues are there, we have to fix this. Why, you might ask, sir, why we are still using SQL Server 2000? Why? Can you tell me why people will use SQL Server 2000 or 2005 older versions? Any reason?
It must be free of cost now.
One reason, correct. Any other reason? Of course, companies don't look into the money and all. Right. What is the other reason? So simply, guys, if you are using iPhone 4, okay, if you are using iPhone 4, if I came to you and hey, like Apple released iPhone 13, why you are not buying iPhone 13? Why you are still using iPhone 4? What is your answer?
All features same.
Expensive.
What is your answer? Sorry.
It's more
All
expensive.
features are same.
No, not all features. Why? See, iPhone 4 and iPhone 13 features are same.
No.
Are you sure? No, right?
No, no.
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 It's his wish. Depends upon his requirements. He might have money to buy it, or he might not have money, or he don't want to waste the money on iPhone 13. That's okay. His requirements are done by the iPhone 4 itself. Whatever requirements are there for him, that can be achieved with the help of iPhone 4. Then why he has to buy iPhone 13? Agreed? If you need extra features, if you need good clarity, if you need good performance, then he will buy iPhone 13. But that's okay. He is satisfied with iPhone 4. Whatever requirements are there, that can be achieved with iPhone 4. Then why he will go for iPhone 13 by investing more money? The same concept will be applied here, guys. Okay. So there are some applications in the organization. Internal applications, external applications. Internal applications, external applications. So not all applications are going to generate revenue. Some applications should be available as per the what we can say agreements. Some applications should be available as per the agreements between the clients. So what people are going to do, they don't want to upgrade, they don't want to invest more money on latest SQL Server versions. They don't need it. Whatever current system is there, that's okay. They are happy with that. Their requirements are going to be fulfilled with the current system. So why again they will invest more on money, more on SQL Server 2019? Not only SQL Server 2019. With SQL Server 2019, you have to again, okay, install latest versions of Windows servers. So you have to invest money on SQL servers. You have to invest money on Windows servers. But the application is not generating any revenue. Why I have to invest money? Agreed, guys? That's why some applications, some old applications, we can call it as a legacy applications, still use SQL Server 2000 or 2005, 2008, just naam ke vaste, means just for the purpose, that's it. Okay, it is not going to generate any revenue. The application should be available, that's it. That can be achieved with the help of SQL Server 2000 also. Fine, guys, is it clear? Any questions, please, till now? Any questions, any doubts? Okay.
No doubt, no doubt.
What is this, Jubir? What is this? The data stored is support the same applications. What is this? I did not get you, Jubir. Okay, fine. Okay. So for the older versions. Okay, for the older versions. Again, I did not get your point. So if you have a chance.
About data store means where they allocate those data.
Okay. That's okay. So you can store any type of data, depends upon your requirements. You can store it, no issues.
Hi, I have one question regarding the old servers.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, if it is, yeah, like you said, if they go for, I mean, currently, if their needs are satisfying, no need to go for the latest one.
Correct.
But still, let's say in the current whatever they are using, the old versions, it's a production server. Even if it is older versions, also they are using it's a live production server.
Correct.
So, and if they got any issues, so their application will be down.
Down. That's okay. They are okay with that. They know, right?
Yeah, they know, but
See, that's
uh,
what I'm saying. It's their
yeah.
not so internal applications. It's not mandatory that internal application should be up and running 24/7. It depends upon the application priority. I'm not saying all internal application can be down for some time. No, not like that. See, internal applications means, for example, you're working in a company. So now you want to like apply for the leaves, right? Now you want to apply for the leaves. 1 day or 2 day you want to apply for the leaves. So you might have your internal application. In the internal application you can apply for the leaves. The same portal, the same application can be used across the whole firm, right? Whole company. So in your company, if 10,000 people are there, out of this 10,000 might be at least 100 people are going to access that application. Agreed? Right?
Yes,
So
yes.
internal applications also important. I am not saying internal applications are not important. Even the internal application are down for an hour, not an issue. No, in the internal applications also we have priorities. Okay, so some of them are high priority applications, some of them are low priority applications. For low priority applications, clients are okay. If this application is down for some time, I don't have any issues. They know that if something goes wrong, that will be down. They don't have any issues.
Okay.
Again, it's not a benchmark. It's just their requirement. That's it.
Shanmukh, I think the Sheikh Jubair question might be like, in the older version of SQL, like 2005.
Okay.
He's aiming like, the type of data it's supported in that 2005. If I am right, like, we have structured data and unstructured data.
Correct.
So if you take like, 2019 or 2017, there are like a lot of modifications. The type of data it stores and it processes, the SQL Server. It processes even like, the document data, XML type of data, all kind of. So maybe like, I think that's the question he's asking.
Might be.
Yeah.
So legacy systems means so 2000, 2005 and 2008 till which
It's not
version
like
we call it?
not like that. See, there is no particular version till this. It is a legacy. Not like legacy means simply old one. That's it.
Oh, old one.
Legacy
Okay.
means
Okay.
old one, old applications.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the good definition for legacy, like the DB2, all the DB2 applications which the companies are running in during 1980s or 1990s, the inception of company, when they started, like the big computers or servers, they have the server rooms. So those are like the legacy applications.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, 1980s or 1990s. Okay.
Yeah. DB2, if you take an example, good example is the DB2 database, which runs all the applications which are running like robust, all the banking applications, or like, those like old applications, which they started like, all these computerization, those are called as a typical legacy applications.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Satish. Thank you.
Yeah. Legacy means a simple way is an old application. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Fine. Okay, so this is all about your Windows servers and SQL servers, guys. Okay, so up to SQL Server 2016, SQL servers are platform dependent. Okay, up to SQL Server 2016, SQL servers are platform dependent. Platform dependent means you can install SQL servers only on a Windows operating systems, either desktop or server operating systems. Only on Windows operating systems you can install up to 2016. Okay, from 2017 onwards, SQL servers are platform independent. Platform means here, what is meant by platform here? Platform means OS. On which platform you are going to install? On operating system, right? Platform independent means it's not depending on the platform. It can be any platform. Any platform means we have different types of operating systems. We have Windows operating systems, we have Linux operating systems, we have Solaris, we have this one, what is that, iOS operating systems. So different types of operating systems. So up to SQL Server 2016, SQL servers are platform dependent. Dependent means dependency is there. You can install SQL servers only on Windows operating systems. Later, because of this competition and all, Microsoft, what happened? See, here you have to buy SQL Server licensing, you have to buy Windows Server licensing also up to 2016, SQL Server 2016. Later, what they did is, because of the competition, Microsoft introduced SQL Server 2017, 2019 on Linux operating systems also. Means you can install SQL Server on Windows operating systems. SQL Server 2017 and 2019 you can install on Windows operating systems. At the same time, if you want, if there is a need, if there is a requirement, you can still install SQL Server 2017 and 2019 on Linux operating systems also. Okay, that's why we'll call SQL Server 2017 and 2019 are platform independent. You can install the SQL Server 2017 and 19 on Windows plus Linux as well. But generally people are not using Linux. I hope in 100% at least 1% people also not using this Linux operating system. As of now it was not so famous, might be in the future it might again take the rule. So as of now the Linux operating systems was not so popular. Okay, people 99% people are using Windows operating systems to install their SQL servers, guys. Okay, right. So these three terminologies you should be aware of it, guys. CTP, RC, RTM. So what is this CTP, RC, RTM? CTP means Community Technology Preview. So now you said, okay, the upcoming version is SQL Server 2022, right? The upcoming version in SQL Server is SQL Server 2022. So if you click on this, you can see here CTP1, CTP 1.1, 1.2. You can see here beta versions. All are. What is this beta, guys? Can anyone tell me what is meant by beta? Testing package. Okay, testing package. You can call it as a beta. Right. So if Microsoft wants to introduce 2022, it will start working since 2021 onwards or 2022 beginning. A team will be there, group of people will be there. They will start working. They will check other database technologies. What are the features of other DB technologies? What features they want to introduce in the upcoming versions? Okay, anything they want to change in the upcoming versions? So they will study. They will do some hard work. They will do some exercise. They will do some practices, and finally they will come up with one product, guys. Okay, that is called SQL Server latest version. So if they invented one package or one product or one version, they don't directly release it to the market like a corona vaccine. Okay, so first they will test it on rats, then monkeys, then group of people. Okay, then they will find out the challenges. Okay, they will find out all the challenges. They will find out all the side effects. Then they will try to mix some other things. Then finally they are going to get with a good product. Then they will release it to the market, guys. In the same way, we have CTP, RC, RTM, guys. CTP means your first test copy of the upcoming version. SQL Server 2022 they want to release, right? They don't directly release the what is that final copy, guys. They don't directly release the final copy. First they will release a test copy. Okay, where they are going to release? They will release to the community. Microsoft community will be there. Everyone can join in the Microsoft community. You also can join in the Microsoft community. So if they are trying to introduce any new products, first community people will get an email that they are introducing this product. If you want to work with it, please use this link to download. You can download the SQL Server 2022 before it is coming into the market. You can download it, you can work with it, and you can send your reviews, your thoughts, what has to be changed, what has to be improved, any bugs are there. You can send the updates to the Microsoft. Like that, it is going to collect lot of information from different users in different applications, so that they will collect all the bugs and all. They will collect all the reviews, and they are going to work on it to fix the issues. They will work on it. They will fix the bugs and all, guys. So CTP is called, it's a first test copy of the upcoming version. First they will release 2022 CTP, they will release into the market, guys. Market means community. They will release it to the community. So community people can work with it. They can download, they can work with it. See, you cannot install these two on the production servers. Why? Because those are test copies. You cannot install on the production servers, guys. So once Microsoft got all the reviews from the users, they will fix the issues, they will fix the bugs and all, and they will release a second test copy of 2022, that is called RC, released candidate. They will release a second test copy, that is the second test copy, guys. RC called released candidate. Then also they will, this also, okay, community people can install this one. They will work with it. If still any issues, any bugs are there, Microsoft is going to collect all the bugs and they are going to fix the issues finally. And this is the refined copy, guys. This is the refined copy. This is the final version of the SQL Server 2022 RTM released to market. RTM copy. This is the licensed version, paid version, I can say, paid version, so that you can, it will be available to the public. Microsoft, what they will do, they will make this copy as a public, so everyone, those who needs, they can download it, they can pay some money to the Microsoft, they can install it by using the keys and they can work with it. That is called RTM copy. RTM means release to market. So these two are, CTP copy is a test copy and RC is also a test copy, and RTM is the final copy, guys. So you can download this, you can install it in the production environment and all. You have to install this on the production servers, guys. You cannot install, okay, free versions on the production servers. It's illegal. You cannot install free versions on the production servers. It's illegal as per the Microsoft policies. So that this is a paid version, right? You can buy it and you can install it on the production servers, guys. This is called CTP, RC and RTM. So any software, first you will install RTM copy, guys. Okay, if you see here, right, if you click on this, you will get RTM copy. Okay, so this is the first RTM copy, and if you go down, CTP, you can see all the CTP copies. See here, CTP 1, 1.234, CTP 2.02. See how many test copies they released. Then next RC1, RC2. See, finally they released this RTM copy, guys. There is this RTM copy. You can download. See, all are beta copies only. You can see here, all are beta copies only. These are the test copies. You can work with it, but you cannot use it legally. In the business, you cannot use it. So this is the final copy. After all the modifications, what they are going to do, they will release. They will they will fix all the bugs and all. Then finally they will release a final version that is called RTM copy. Yes, any questions? Right, on top of the RTM, they will release the updates, CUs, cumulative updates, different updates are there. So they will release the updates. You can see here, these are the different updates, guys. You know what is an update. We usually use it to update our applications regularly. We will have, in case if you are not connected to the Wi-Fi, they will ask you to update Zomato, to update Flipkart, to update the GPay, PhonePe, WhatsApp. So sometimes we are going to update, right? So this is also same kind of update, guys. Here to fix the bugs and all, we usually, and in case if anyone introduced any kind of virus attacks, then Microsoft will release an update. So that update we have to patch. Okay, then the updates are going to be applied, guys. This is how it will work. Right, for production servers, in which type of current SQL Server will use in the organization? Jubair, I'm not sure your question. So, but what I understood is, it depends upon the requirement. Some people might ask the particular version. I need SQL 2017, I need SQL 2016. If they are not particular about the version, if they need any type of version, as a standard practice, we have to install the latest versions of SQL Server. If they need any specific version, they will let us know, I need SQL 2017. Why? Because application compatibility, their application might be support to the SQL 2017 only, or their application can be connected to 2016 only. So in such case, they will let us know I need this version. So we will check if that is available. If Microsoft is giving support to that version, we'll install that particular version. Or if the support date is ended, so we'll let him know that there is no support for this. If you want, we'll install. Okay, we'll let him know if he need it, we are going to install it. If not, we'll recommend him to use the latest versions of the SQL Server. Okay. Right. Any other questions?
Shanmugh, since you said installing SQL Server, like if the client has installed to 2017 SQL Server and all,
Okay.
is it the duty of DBA to install the Windows Server also?
Yes. No. Very good question. Okay. We don't install the Windows operating systems. I'll tell you the flow while creating a VM. I'll explain there are different teams in the organization. We'll have Windows teams, we'll have network teams, we'll have storage teams, we'll have VM teams, we'll have monitoring teams. So different teams will be there. So they are going to take care of the VMs, Windows machines and all. Generally, installing, creating the VMs, installing the operating systems will be done by the Windows team. Okay, so once the machine is ready, then only we are going to take the responsibility. We'll install the SQL Server. We don't install any Windows servers in the organization. We don't have any kind of permissions to do that. Fine. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? No questions? Okay. In two scenarios, we don't have any questions. One is if you understood properly, completely everything, and second one is if you don't understand anything. I don't know which category it is. That's fine. Okay. So let me go back to this document. Right. So this is called your CTP, RC, and RTM, guys. On top of RTM, we will have updates called service packs, or cumulative updates, or QFE, or GDR. I'll tell you what is this QFE, GDRs and all. Nothing to worry. During the patching class, I'll explain. Right. So let's discuss about the bill number. Okay. So what is this bill number? How it is useful? What we are going to do with the help of this bill number, guys? Okay. So once this is done, I'll give you the break. Nothing to worry. So bill number generally will help you to identify the version of the SQL Server. First, let me show you how the SQL Server will be. Okay. I don't know how many of you visited SQL, I mean like installed SQL Servers in your laptop, or how many of you seen SQL Servers still now. Let me show the SQL Server how it will be. Okay, I have to start my SQL Server which is there in the local. Forget about this, guys. I'm going to explain what I'm doing now. I just stopped it because of memory consumption. Okay, I'll explain everything. So it's just a local instance for my practice purpose and all. We'll create a VMs, then I'll show you. Okay, nothing to worry about this. I just started the SQL Server service. Okay, now I'm going to use SSMS. This is a client, guys. Using this client, I am going to connect to the SQL Server, SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. I'll explain about this SSMS later while installing SSMS. After the installation of SSMS, how to install SSMS and all, I'll explain, guys. Nothing to worry. So I'll take class on SSMS also. SSMS is a client. Using client, we can connect to the SQL Server. Generally, any software will be a client server architecture. With the help of client, we can connect to the servers. So SSMS is also a client. Using this client, we'll connect to the running instances. Instance means a SQL Server software copy is called an instance. Of course, it is SQL Server copy only, but technically as a DBA, we will call it as an instance. One instance means one SQL Server. Okay, let me connect, guys. I'll tell you. Okay, so you can see here. Now can you tell me which version of SQL Server it is?
Hello.
Yes.
2019.
2019, 15.0.
15.0. Right. So once we connected to, let me disconnect guys, this is the disconnect button. Let me connect again. Let me connect to using a server name. Okay, nothing to worry, I'll explain again, no issues. How to connect to the server, I'll explain again. So this is my server name. Here you can see one number. See, by just looking the server name, you cannot please be muted guys. Okay, right, by just looking at the server name, we cannot identify which version of SQL Server it is. By just looking at the server name, we cannot identify which version of SQL Server it is. Okay, even in the properties also you cannot see which version it is. Then how to identify which version of SQL Server it is? How to identify? Using
By
build,
command.
yeah, either by command or using build number. Every time you cannot run command, right? You should be in a position that which version this server belongs to, right? You should be in a position to identify which version of SQL Server is installed in your machine or in the servers. How can we identify? By just looking at the first number and second number guys, mostly by just looking at the first number. So this is called a build number. Build number, 4 parts. You can see first part, second part, third part and fourth part. Okay, so build number contains 4 parts guys. Build number contains 4 parts. Major version dot minor version dot actual build number dot revision history. This is called your build number definition. Okay, 4 parts. I told you 4 parts, right? First part is major version, second part is minor version, third part is actual build number, fourth part is revision history. First 2 parts will help you to identify the version of the SQL Server. Okay, these 2 parts will help you to identify the version of the SQL Server. The second 2 parts will help you to check whether your instance is patched or not. Whether your instance is patched or not. Okay, so this is all about your build number guys. So if you open this document here, if you go here, you can see here, right? SQL Server 2000, the build number starts with 8.0. You have to remember these numbers guys, very important. Why? Because I told you, right? I'm sorry, I told you, right? So you should be in a position to identify the version of the SQL Server by just looking the build number guys. You cannot again run command every time. Yes, there is a command, select at version will give you the version of the SQL Server. Right click new query, and if you run select at version, okay, it will give you which version of SQL Server it is. It will give you. You can use this execute button to execute. You can see the output here. Microsoft SQL Server 2019 RTM. I told you, right? RTM, you can see in the brackets. RTM means this is the first licensed version of Rtm Copy which was not patched till now. We haven't applied any updates till now on this version guys. Why? How can I say? I can see RTM. If I see any updates, if I applied any updates on this, I can see RTM CU1, CU2, CU3, CU4 like that. As of now, I don't see any cumulative updates, any service packs. Of course, there is no service packs in 2019. So any cumulative updates, so it was not yet patched. And the main thing that we have to discuss is this one. See here, if you run select at version, you can find the command, but it's not good way. As a DBA, 4 years or 5 years experience DBA, you should be in a position to identify which version it belongs to by just looking the first number guys. So that's why you have to remember or by heart whatever you want to do, whichever way is comfortable to you, you can follow that way, but you should remember these numbers guys. If you install SQL Server 2000, the build number starts with 8.0. 2005 it will starts with 9.0. 8 10.0, 8R2 10.50. Only for 8R2 you can see the minor version 50. Remaining all versions, the minor version is 0 only. SQL Server 2012 11.0, 2014 12.0, 2016 one number it will increase guys. 13.0, 2017 14.0, 2019 15.0. So what is the build number of 2022?
16.0.
16.0. Okay, so it will be like this. So what are these numbers? 8.0 80, 9.0 90, 10.0 100. Just if you remove the dot, you can see the numbers here. What are these numbers, guys?
Those are the binaries which are installed when we.
Correct. So when you install the SQL Server, okay, when you install the SQL servers in the C drive, binaries will be installed, guys. Okay, binaries means the supported setup files, we can say. Okay, so let me show you that one. Right, so if you go to C drive, Microsoft SQL Server program files, then Microsoft SQL Server, see here folders, you can see different types of folders, right? So when you install the particular SQL servers, you will get this kind of folders, guys. That is called binaries. We'll call those folders as binaries, guys. We'll call those folders as binaries. So if you remember this value, it's not difficult. 9.0 means 90, 8.0 means 80, 13.0 means 130. You can simply remove the dot, guys. But you have to remember these build numbers, please, guys. Let me mute you, Sairam. Okay, fine. I'm getting a disturbance. Okay, fine. Right now, so tomorrow. Right. Okay. So guys, tomorrow there is an assignment for you, for all of you. Okay. So now tomorrow I'll ask you the versions of SQL servers, Windows Server versions, and I'll ask you the build numbers also. It cannot be a you have to type the answers directly to me. You cannot see others answers and all. You cannot type like that. You cannot see others answers. First of all, you have to send direct message to me. Every correct answer, okay, will be recorded, guys, and I'm going to calculate the marks of each and every one. Okay, so that everything will be recorded in the Excel sheet. I'm going to maintain the Excel sheet for every student. Okay, so it's very important. Tomorrow I'll ask you the build numbers, I'll ask you the SQL servers, I'll ask you the Windows Server versions, guys. Is it clear? Okay, fine, guys. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, done.
Yes.
So any doubts on build number? Any doubts on build number?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, okay, so I'm going to turn on the timer. I'll give you a 15 minutes break, guys. Okay, so what you can do, okay, I am getting like this. In the Google, I'll get the timer, guys.
Type break timer.
Break timer, and just simply if I type timer, I'll get it. Okay.
There is a timer with a timer 15 minutes.
Generally, if I type just timer, I'm going to get it. This time,
Also, there is a break timer for 15 minutes also.
Okay.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, regarding in that version, we have history. It is there wording. What exactly that history?
Revision history.
Yeah.
This third part. See, I'll let me show you this one. So if you see here, right? Let me go back. See this third part and fourth part. See here. For SQL Server 2016, the RTM version is this, guys, 13.0.1601.5. Guys, no need to remember third part and fourth part. Lot of numbers will be there in third part and fourth part. Okay, nothing. No need to remember this third part, fourth part. Just try to remember first part. Second part is all zeros only except 2008 R2. Right. So when you apply any updates, service pack 1, if you apply any updates on this RTM, so the number will be changed like this. See here, 13.0 won't be changed, guys. Major version, minor version won't be changed, but the actual build number and revision history, both numbers are going to be changed. If you apply SP2, one more update, again the numbers are going to be changed. If you apply one more update, again the numbers are going to be changed. Means these two numbers will help you whether your SQL server is updated or not. If it is not updated, you can see these two numbers as 1601.5. This is fixed. If you don't update your SQL server either with a SQL Server Service Pack or cumulative update, you can see 16.01.5 across the whole SQL server and across all the instances if you don't apply any updates. But if you apply any updates, the numbers will be changed. So you can easily identify whether your SQL server is patched or not. So what service pack you applied, what update you applied, that we cannot remember, but at least we can identify, yes, this was patched. Like that you can identify. Okay, just to identify whether your SQL server is patched or not, we are going to use okay. Now 15 minutes, let me type. Okay guys, no problem. Take a break up to 8:30. I'll check it. Last time I used the same timer option only, but this time I'm not getting that one. Take a break of 15 minutes, guys. Come back at 8:32. Okay, we'll discuss other things as well, right?
Okay.
Yeah. You can take break, guys. You can take the break. You can come back at 8:32. Why people are disconnected? Right. Any doubts, any questions, guys, till now? No questions? Are we good?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Sir, can you explain once again about the build version, like how to identify the build version, like 11.50 point something?
Okay, sure, no problem. So build number, guys. Okay, so build number is very easy. Nothing is there. So build number is a number which will help you to identify the version of the SQL server. Build number is a number which will help you to identify the version of the SQL server. How we can identify? Build number, generally build number contains 4 parts. First part is major version, second part is minor version, third part is actual build number, fourth part is revision history. If you go to the SQL server, okay, so this first part is your particular, okay, right, okay, so major version which is 15, minor version which is 0, actual build number which is 2000, and revision history which is 5. So just concentrate on major and minor version. What is the major and minor version number? What is the major and minor version number, guys? 15.0. Okay, right. If you go to here, SQL Server version, 15.0 belongs to which version? SQL Server 2019. So if
2019.
Correct. If you see 14.0 here, it's a SQL Server 2017. If you see 13.0, SQL Server 2016. If you see 12.0, SQL Server 2014. If you see 11.0, SQL Server 2012. If you see 10.0, 10.50, it will be SQL Server 2008 R2. 10.0, it will be SQL Server 2008. 9.0, 2005. 8.0, 2000, guys. That's it. Build number will help you to identify the version of the SQL server. If you see any of the numbers here, that means that particular build number belongs to a particular version of the SQL server. So by just looking the build number, you should be able to identify the version. When you can able to identify the version, guys, if you remember these numbers, then Just by looking this number, you can identify which version of SQL Server without running this query selected at that version. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, done. Fine. So let me go to another topic, guys. The next topic is addition of the SQL servers. Okay, additions. Next topic is additions. So we have different types of additions in SQL Server. The best example for addition is simple, guys. If you go to matrimony site, there you can see silver pack, gold pack, platinum pack. Please, guys, please be muted. If you have any questions, you can. Dell. Who is that? Who is that Dell? Dell, you are unmuted. First thing. Second thing is you just joined with the name of Dell. Who is that? Dell, can you hear me? Just joined. That's okay. Fine. Okay. So next time again, guys, if you join with the device names and all, definitely I'll ask 2-3 times. If you are not responding, I'll remove you from the batch. Right. Fine. So additions, the best example is if you go to matrimony site, there you can see, okay, a silver pack, a gold pack, a platinum pack or platinum plan. You can see different types of plans if you click on the upgrade button. Right. So what is the difference between silver plan and gold plan, gold plan and platinum plan, silver plan and platinum plan? What is the difference between these plans, guys? Very simple.
Based on futures.
Correct. Based on features. Okay, based on features, we have different types of plans. If you go for silver plan, might be you will get 10 profiles. You will get their names, their contact numbers. Okay, so these features you are going to get it. If you go to the gold plan, you might get 30 contacts instead of 10. You might get 30 contacts per month. You can directly chat with them. You can see their horoscope and all. So a lot of things you can see, means features will be there, but the same features will be unlocked in each stage. Agreed, guys? So what it is doing, what that matrimony site is doing, simply it is having all the features, but depends upon the edition you choose. It's simply unlocking those features, right? If you go for platinum plan, unlimited, you can inquiry about unlimited matches. You will get the details about unlimited profiles and all. So you can directly talk to them, you can chat with them, you can meet them, whatever you want. Okay, it depends upon the plan. So in the same way, means in each stage, in each edition, in each plan, the features are going to be unlocked. In the same way, we have different types of editions in the SQL Server. Editions means limitations to the features in the software is called an edition. Limitations to the features in the software is called an editions. We have different types of editions, guys. Main editions are Express edition, which is free edition. I can create a free profile in the matrimony website, but what I am going to get it, guys? Tell me. Every day morning 9 o'clock they will send some beautiful pics. That's it. I have to see those beautiful pics. I cannot do anything, right? That is called free pack. Why? Because I just opted for free plan, so that's why I'm not getting any details. If I'm trying to click on the details, it is asking me to upgrade. It is asking me to upgrade. So like that it will be. So the data will be there at each stage, depends upon the amount you are paying. Okay, depends upon your plan, it is going to be unlocked. The limitations are going to be unlocked, guys. So we have Express edition, which is a free edition. The lot of challenges are there with this free edition. The max database size is 10 GB only. You cannot create any database more than 10 GB, or the database cannot be increased more than 10 GB. There is no SQL Server agent. Okay, I told you agent. This is the agent. There is no SQL Server agent. If there is no SQL Server agent, you cannot create any jobs. Means automation is very difficult. If there is no agent, automation is very difficult. Again, you have to depend on different tools like Windows scheduler and all. So that is a free edition, but lot of challenges are there, and that too there is a main challenge. Free editions, as discussed, you cannot install free editions on which environment? We cannot install free editions on which environment?
Production server.
Production servers.
Prod.
Production environment. We cannot install free editions on. Sir, that's okay. My database is not 10 GB. I can manage it to till 9 GB. But can I use it in my production environment? No. You cannot use it in the production. Why? Because that is a free. If you are using the free editions on production environments, Microsoft is going to lose the money. If you are doing anything that is going to affect Microsoft's revenue, that is an illegal activity. So Microsoft can take action on you. Sir, who will find out? Yes, they will find out. Regularly, yearly, Microsoft will conduct audits on their clients, those who are using their products. They will conduct audits. They will run some PowerShell scripts. Even though, okay, tomorrow auditing is there from Microsoft, today night I'll stop all the servers. They cannot find out my servers, right? No. Even the servers are in stopped state, they will charge you, and it's not a good way, guys. It's illegal activity. So they are going to conduct some auditing and all. So they are going to find out on which servers what kind of, okay, editions you are using and all. So it's illegal activity. So generally people don't do that. So they are not going to install any free editions on the production environment. In case if you did such kind of mistakes, sometimes we might knowingly or unknowingly we might install SQL servers on production environment, Express edition and all. So in the organization also we will conduct internal auditings and all. There we will check it, and if anything we found, we are going to uninstall, guys. Uninstall means if any free editions if we install on production servers, we'll check in the internal auditings and all. We are going to uninstall those things and we'll upgrade it to other edition. So like that we have different types of editions. Express edition we have, evaluation edition we have. Evaluation edition is also free edition, but you can use up to 6 months. Up to 6 months it's free. After that you have to upgrade to the next edition. Main editions are developer editions, guys. Developer edition, standard edition, and enterprise edition. Up to SQL Server 2016, developer edition is also a paid edition. You have to pay money up to SQL Server 2016. From 2017 onwards, okay, what Microsoft did. Yes, please.
Sir, your laptop will go for shutdown. I think you are unplugged the charger.
Oh, okay. Sorry for that. Thank you. Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you for that. Okay. Right. So from 2017 onwards, SQL Server 2017, okay, from 2017 onwards, the developer edition is free, guys. Okay. So what Microsoft did is, it just there is no need to pay any money to the developer editions for 2017 2019. Okay, but if you install SQL Server 2016 developer edition and all, you have to pay money. Okay, it's costly, guys. SQL Server software is costly. So I'll give you an assignment for you guys. So the assignment for tomorrow is check the licensing cost of a SQL Server. Okay, check the licensing cost of a SQL Server. What is the licensing cost of a SQL Server, guys? Even Windows Server also. Check the licensing cost of SQL Server and Windows Server. Okay, that is the assignment for tomorrow. Clear?
Yeah, Shanmukh, one doubt.
Yes.
So how the payment is? It's a one-time settlements or a yearly subscription or monthly?
It's not like monthly and all. It's a kind of one-time settlement. Not one-time settlements. It depends upon. There are different pricing policies are there. That's why I asked you to Google it. We have user calls. We have core-based licensing. So different plans are there. Just Google it. Let me know the pricing of SQL Server. How they are going to manage the pricing of SQL Server. Okay, licensing pricing. That is the assignment. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Sir, I don't know the licensing price for the SQL developer or SQL standard edition, but we know the cost pricing for Windows Server. Like this is yearly on yearly basis and monthly basis you can pay.
Okay. So we can pay monthly basis and yearly basis, right?
For Windows Server.
For Windows servers, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of same policy will be there. Both are products of Microsoft, right? Kind of same policies will be there. But I remember like we have user cal based policy and core based policy. Different types of policies are there. Depends upon their plans. Nothing to worry about it. So your software will be ready, guys. We don't pay anything from your pockets or our pockets. The software will be ready. You have to simply copy the software to the respective servers, Windows servers, and you can start installing. Nothing to worry whether it is a licensed copy or unlicensed copy. You don't need to worry about it. Okay, your management will take care of it. Fine, but check that one. Like, what is the licensing cost of SQL Server? That is the assignment for tomorrow. Check and let me know the answer. Right. Up to SQL Server 2016, you have to pay money for the developer edition also. From 2017 onwards, it was free. Believe me, guys, it's very useful. It's very a big. It's a big decision from Microsoft. In my company itself, we just almost saved $30 million. We almost saved $30 million with this decision. We are managing 7,000 plus servers across our organization. We have different types of products. We are managing almost 7,000 servers. Out of these 7,000 servers, lot of developer editions are there, but they are from different versions like 2016, 2012 developer edition, 2014 developer edition, 2016 developer edition. So what we did is we migrated that developer editions from 2014, 2016 to 2017, which is completely free, guys. It's a big decision from Microsoft. So we have developer edition that's free from SQL Server 2017 onwards. 2017 developer edition is free. 2019 developer edition is free. So as it is free, don't think features won't work, guys. A lot of features, mostly all the features will work. If you still need what and all features will work in developer edition, what features will not work in the developer edition and all, go to Google it and check it, guys. Actually, no need to remember all those things. Okay, developer editions, all the features will be unlocked. Everything will work, guys. No issues. Okay, but depends upon the capabilities like core number of CPU cores, in terms of number of CPU cores, in terms of storages and all, storage devices and all. There are some limitations are there, but no need to remember in developer edition which feature will work, which features won't work. If you still need it, go to Google, simply type SQL Server 2017 developer versus standard edition. You will get an image, you can get it just to check. No need to remember those things and all, but no one will ask you in the interview, tell me the features of developer edition, tell me the features of standard edition. Developer editions, as far as I know, all the features will work in the developer editions. Okay, and we have standard edition, guys. We have enterprise edition. This is the highest edition. Enterprise edition is the highest edition. You have to install this either enterprise edition or standard edition on the production servers. You can either install standard edition or enterprise edition, okay, in your organizations in the production environment, guys. Okay, so mostly people will use enterprise edition in the production servers. Some people will use standard editions also. Right, so these are the main editions. We have still different editions are there, like compact edition, data center edition. So different types of editions are there. Those are not so famous editions, guys. These editions regularly we are going to add in the organization and all: express edition, evaluation edition, developer edition, standard edition, enterprise edition. So how to find out which edition it is? You can go to the server in two ways. Either go to the properties of the SQL server, you can find it which edition it is. Here you can see developer edition, or in the select edit version itself, if you run, double click on this output button, okay, you can see which edition it is. See here, developer edition. There is no command select edit edition, guys. There is no command select edit edition. Using select edit version itself, you can find out version of the SQL server, edition of the SQL server, guys. These are the different editions of the SQL server. Okay, fine. Okay.
Shen, one
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Yeah, recently I faced one question regarding this edition.
Okay.
Like the question is like, let's say client comes to you, he don't know about all these versions like standard enterprise. He's not familiar with versions.
Editions.
So yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, no
editions.
problem.
He's not familiar with the editions. So if someone comes to you, and if he asks us only to recommend which edition, if he asks us, so the question is like, what are the key factors you will consider before providing suggestion or recommendations to the client? That's the question.
The answer is generally we don't involve in such kind of activities. Okay, architecture will be there. Architecture will decide this. Okay, whether they need an standard edition, enterprise edition. But generally, production servers you can go for standard or enterprise edition. Depends upon your application. Your application is a critical application and big application.
Class के लिए
Generally,
देना.
yes, yes, please. Okay, so if your application is a critical application and a big application, generally people will prefer enterprise edition, but depends upon the architect will sit with a customer. Okay, then they will ask some questions based on their requirements. What is the data flow, how frequently, how much data you are going to get it regularly. So based on the questions, based on the client's answers, then your architect will decide one edition. 99% it will be enterprise edition.
Okay,
For
so
production.
that architect is he from like database from, or
Yes,
is from
correct.
application team?
No,
Database
he's
only.
from database only. See, in the organization, we'll have different teams in the database also, like
Okay.
junior DBAs, DBAs, SMEs. Generally, SMEs will play a role of architects. Okay, SMEs means subject matter experts. DBAs,
Okay.
junior DBAs, senior DBAs, SMEs. Architects, sometimes architects also will be there. There is a separate layer called architects. They are going to take care of it, or L4 team or L5 team. Generally, okay, level 4, level 5 teams, they are going to take care of it, or your lead or your manager, okay, will sit with the client and they are going to update you. But 99% they are going to prefer enterprise edition.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, fine guys. So next is components of the SQL Server, guys. I know this is a kind of a theory since an hour or 2 hours. That's okay. Now after this, we'll slowly start the demo, guys. Nothing to worry. Once this is completed, we'll slowly start the demos. We don't install SQL Server 2005. This is an old document. Nothing to worry. We'll start installing 2017 onwards. Okay, no issues, guys. So components of the SQL servers or features of the SQL servers. What are the features of the SQL servers? As I told you, the SQL Server is an RDBMS software. RDBMS means Relational Database Management System. We have DBMS softwares and RDBMS softwares. R means that Relational Database Management System means how we are going to manage the data. That will tell you, your RDBMS system will tell you whether you are storing the data in terms of tables or any other format. So everything will be discussed by RDBMS, guys. So nothing to worry about the RDBMS. So just know that SQL Server is an RDBMS software. That's fine. So if you, while installing the SQL Server, so SQL Server is a software which will help you to store the data, to process the data, to retrieve the data. Who will do all these things? Your database engine will do all these things. Your database engine is responsible for storing the data, for processing the data, and for retrieving the data. Okay. Apart from this database engine, you can still use SQL Server for other activities like for business analyst. So generally, business analysis purpose. Okay. So we have a different tools that will come along with your SQL Server software, that is called your BIDS components, Business Intelligence Development Studio. By using this under BIDS components, you will get three main services: analysis service, reporting services, integration services. These are the three main services in the BIDS, guys. Business Intelligence Development Studio. Analysis services will help you to analyze the data. Reporting services will help you to generate a reports using existing data. Integration services will help you to integrate the data from different sources like Oracle to SQL Server, Excel to SQL Server, SQL Server to Oracle, SQL Server to a CSV file. Anything, it is going to integrate the data from different sources to SQL Server to different sources in terms of SSIS packages. Okay, so these are the extra components of the SQL Server. If you want, customer will let you know. Customer or client or user, all are same. Those who are giving business to us is a customer. Okay, so customer will let you know whether he need any analysis services or reporting services or integration services, or he need only database engine services. There is a sheet called build sheet. In the build sheet, everything will be clearly, okay, build sheet. So they will mention clearly everything, what components you have to install, whether they need only database engine, they will mention database engine. Apart from database engine, they need an integration services. They will let you know in the build sheet, or at least in the ticket, they will raise a ticket, I need SQL Server. Okay, so either latest version or this version, particular version. I need, along with this, I need these components also. Okay, whether they need an integration or reporting services or analysis services or all the three, if they are asking us, then we have to install these components, guys. So as a DBA, we are responsible for installing and configuring these components apart from this database engine. As a DBA, we have to install this. Okay, so they will ask us. So installation is very easy, guys. You have to simply click on that option. I'll show you during the installation how to install these things and all. Okay, configuration needs extra efforts, like they will have a, again, for SSRS configuration they will have extra document. For SSAS they will have a separate document. So depends upon the requirements. Okay, we are going to install these extra components, guys. Okay, apart from this data, but SQL Server means definitely you have to install database engine. Without database engine, there is no SQL Server. Database engine like a car engine, okay, like a brain. How brain is important to us. Okay, so the database engine is also very important. It is responsible to store the data, process the data, and retrieve the data, guys. Apart from these services, master data services, Python, R, and all introduced in the latest versions like 2017, 2019. They introduced all these services, guys. If they need it, we'll install it. If they don't need it, we don't install. Who will tell you? Customer will tell you what components they need. They will mention in the build sheet, or they will mention the ticket. Based on that, we have to proceed. If they don't mention anything, we have to ping them, we have to ask them, so that we will get a clarity. Based on that, we are going to install the components, guys. These are the features of the SQL Server, main features of the SQL Servers, guys. Good. Are we good now, guys? Any questions, any doubts? If no doubts, we'll directly jump into the demo, guys. Fine. Okay, done.
Sharmukh,
Yes,
one
please.
Sure.
Yes.
you said Express Edition, Evaluation Edition, all these are free and it can't be used on production. Then where do we use them?
Tell me, you only tell me where we can, apart from production, what other environments we will have. I hope you attended my morning session, right?
Yeah, the
What other
non-production.
environments? What other environments we will have?
The non-production.
Correct. What are the non-production environments?
The stage and testing,
Yes,
development.
Test and develop.
yes, we can install on all the non-prod environments.
Okay, Shanmukh, in the previously we had different Windows versions and different OS versions. So let's say we have 2019 or 2016. So I mean to say like OS Windows versions. So let's say we have 2019, 2016 are there. So the OS need to be 2019, and the SQL version also need. I mean that OS supports only 2019, is it? Or let's say I mean to say Windows 2019. Can we install SQL Server 2017? Will they will
Tell me,
do we get
guys.
any?
Now you tell me. Okay, if I discuss this point, definitely I'll ask you to tell the answer. Okay, we have already discussed this point. His question is, can we install SQL Server 2017 on Windows Server 2019? So is it possible, guys? Can we install 2017 on 2019?
Yes,
Yes,
it's
yes,
possible.
it's possible.
On what
Before
basis?
Yes, sir.
On what basis you
Before
are saying?
minus
Plus or
7
minus
7.
7.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That is.
So
Yeah.
as per this thumb rule, -7 to +7. Okay, so it will support. So Windows Server 2019, right? Anything.
Okay.
So you want to install SQL 2017. Okay, so 2017, apply this rule, -7 to +7. Now tell me the range. Apply -7 to +7 on SQL Server 2017.
Okay.
Now tell me, I need an answer. Apply
Okay, till 2000.
-7 to
Okay, till 2024 we can.
correct. Till 2024 you can install your SQL. Of course, in case if any OS is going to be released, okay, till 2024 if they are going to release any OS, definitely you can install that. Why? Because it has to support, it cannot be like it will support only one Windows server or two Windows servers, okay, two versions of Windows servers. It has to support at least 3 or 4 versions, right? So definitely you can install SQL 2017 on Windows Server 2019 up to 2024. Okay, if any Windows servers are there, you can install your SQL Server 2017.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Fine, guys. Can we jump into the demos now? Right, fine. Silence means yes, I'll treat it as a yes, okay? Right. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to install SQL Server. Of course, today we are not going to start installation of SQL Server. Okay, install SQL Server, guys. Just a minute, my daughter is beating the door. Right, okay, fine. Now I want to install SQL Server, guys. Okay, so now I want to install SQL Server. So what are the steps involved in installing SQL Server generally in the organization? So generally, if I want to install SQL Server, I need an operating system, right? I need an operating system. Fine. Where I can install this operating system? Where I can install?
Server.
In a Windows server, means in a machine, either a physical machine, okay, or virtual machine, okay. Generally PM, physical machine, or BM, bare metal, okay. Physical machine or bare metal, both are same, or virtual machine. Earlier, 10-15 years back, okay, we used to have this physical machines, guys. Lot of, okay, data centers will be there. Across the data centers, across the floors, you can see the physical machines. Physical machines means if you go to the engineering college, you can see the labs, each one, okay. You can see each computer, right? Per student you can see one computer in the labs. Means you can see with your eyes, you can touch. That is called a physical machine or bare metal. Virtual machines are not like that. You can feel it, but you cannot touch it. You can see the virtual machine, but you cannot touch it. It won't be existed physically, it will be existed virtually. Best example is Siri in the iPhone. Siri, call daddy, okay. Or we have a Google Assistant, right? So if you just click on that audio button, if you just simply click on call daddy, automatically that virtual assistant Siri won't be available in the iPhone, okay. So simply Siri is a virtual assistant, right? It will exist virtually. You can feel Siri, you can see the Siri, but you cannot touch the Siri, okay. So in the same way, we have this virtual machine concept, using the physical resources, okay. Like if I want to create any server, what I should have, guys? What are the main things for any server or any machine?
CPU, RAM.
CPU, RAM,
Network LAN.
RAM,
Okay, sorry.
storage, right? These are the main important things, right? Main peripherals, right? Without this I cannot create. Using this resources, using these physical resources, I can create virtual machines. Means CPU pool will be there, memory pool will be there, storage pool will be there. From this pool I'll take number of cores. If I have 500 cores, I want to create a virtual machine with 64 cores, I'll take 64 cores from CPU pool. If I have 2 terabytes of RAM, I'll utilize 128 GB of RAM from that 2 terabytes of RAM. I'll allocate some part of this CPU, this memory, this storage to my virtual machine, and I'll create a virtual machine. To create virtual machines, we have different softwares in the market. So generally using virtual machine softwares, we can create virtual machines, guys. So we have VMware, which will help you to create virtual machines. We have Oracle Virtualbox, which will help you to create virtual machines. We have Hyper-V, hypervisor from Microsoft again, okay, to create the virtual machines. These machines, they don't get the CPU, RAM, storage from the air. They don't get it. Using the physical resources, using these softwares, we can create virtual machines. That's why if you go to any company now, earlier we used to see 2-3 floors only for servers. Earlier, before these virtual machines came into the existence, earlier we used to see 2-3 floors or the whole building, okay, filled up with servers and all. Now you don't see any servers physically. Everything will be existed virtually, guys. Will be existed, servers will be there, but virtually these servers will be existed, not physically. You cannot see any separate rooms. Might be you can see the resource room where you can see some limited servers for the physical resources, but you cannot see hundreds and thousands of servers. Why? Because virtual machines, you cannot see, you cannot touch it physically, but they will exist virtually using these physical resources, guys. Okay, so for our practice, we are going to use Oracle Virtualbox software. It might be anything. It might be a VMware in the organization. It might be a Hyper-V in the organization. We don't have any visibility to the virtual machine softwares. We will have servers. We will have access on the servers. Simply we'll connect to the servers and we are going to install the SQL Server. That's it. Our part is limited to installing the SQL servers. We don't involve in building the things. Okay, Windows team will be there, network team will be there, storage team will be there, DBA team will be there. So they will do their duties accordingly. Windows team is responsible for creating and installing the operating systems, virtual machines and all, and required softwares in the servers. Once the machine is ready, network team will do their own settings like opening the ports and all. Once everything is ready, finally the machine will get back to us. We'll connect to the servers remotely. We'll start installing the SQL servers, guys. This is the actual process. So if anyone raised a ticket, can you please install SQL Server 2017? Generally, they will mention the server name or IP address in the ticket. If they don't mention, you have to ask them. Okay, so what he's going to do on customer, some XYZ customer is there, he need a SQL Server 2017. What he will do, you know, first he will contact the Windows team. Windows team, he know what kind of Windows version he need. He will raise a ticket to the Windows team or VM team. VM team, first they will create a virtual machine for his requirement. Then they will ask what kind of operating system you need. Then either Windows 2016 or 2019, depends upon his requirement. They will tell to the Windows team, they will install the Windows Server operating system. And of course, network team will do their own, they'll build their own setup and all. And finally, the machine will come back to us. Okay, then we have to install the SQL Server by connecting to the server remotely. We don't have direct visibility to the servers, guys. We have to connect to the servers remotely. Clear? This is the process of installing SQL Server. So now what I am going to do, we are going to start from the beginning, right? We are the Windows team, we are the network team, we are the storage team, we are the DBA team. Okay, we are everything, guys. So throughout the practice, throughout this training, we are equal to all the teams. We have to do all the things. Okay, fine, guys. So I have already installed virtual machine in my laptop. So if anyone is connected from laptop, I'll give you the access. Please share the screen. I'll show you how to install the Oracle VirtualBox. Then from then onwards, I am going to show like how to create VMs in my laptop. Okay, fine. Let me give you the share screen. Anyone who joined from laptop, you can share your screen, guys.
Yeah, Shanmugh, I
Yes,
can share.
Anyone, no
Yeah,
issue.
Srikanth here.
No problem, Srikanth. You can share the screen. Let me stop sharing. Guys, if anyone is still using Windows 7, guys? Please raise your hands. Is anyone still using Windows 7 operating systems?
Can you see my screen, Shanmugh?
Just a minute. Okay, just 1 minute.
Yes, I can see your screen.
I give
Yes.
control to you.
Yes. Now I'm able to see. Right. So, right. I'm using company laptop. Is there any problems will come? No. Who is that? Soras. Please don't install anything in the company laptop. Okay, it will create lot of problems. Please don't install anything. Okay, please try to use your own laptop, personal laptop. And why? Because we have to do lot of settings in the VM in the laptop level and all. So definitely they will ask you why you installed. Why? Because we are not only installing Oracle VirtualBox. We have to install Windows servers. We have to install SQL servers. So installing these softwares, okay, in your company laptop, definitely it's a policy violation. So don't do that. Don't practice these things in the company's laptops, guys. Okay, right. So what you can do, first check whether virtualization is enabled or not in your laptop. How to check that one? How to check virtualization? Why? Because to work with this VMware or Oracle VirtualBox or Hyper-V, these are the virtualization softwares. So in the laptop, generally virtualization software should be enabled, but if it is a new laptop, generally it will be in disabled state. The simple way is open the taskbar, task manager, go to performance tab. There you can see virtualization. You can see the below part. Number 80,000 you can see, right? 80,976. Beside that you can see virtualization. Please highlight that one. Yes. Okay, there you can see virtualization part. So it should be enabled, guys. It should be enabled. If it is disabled, you have to enable it from where we can enable, guys? Boot settings. From the boot settings you have to enable this virtualization. First check it whether the virtualization is enabled or not. If it is enabled, no issues, you can start practicing immediately. If it is not enabled, you have to enable in the boot settings. Boot settings I cannot show you. Why? Because in the boot settings we cannot share the screen and all the applications won't be started. So what we have to do, if it is showing as disabled, go to the YouTube, how to enable virtualization. If your laptop is Lenovo, type Lenovo. How to enable virtualization in Dell, type Dell. How to enable virtualization in some other laptops are there, right? So type your laptop name or the vendor name, then you can see there are some steps. It's very easy. Okay, there are different boot keys for different company laptops, guys. F2, F9, F10. You have to restart your laptop. You have to keep pressing the F9 or F10 or F2. It will go to the boot settings. I'll show you, but I cannot show you the live screen and all. I'll show you some images. Okay, you will get an idea, right? Or else do one thing, Srikanth, go to Google once. Go to Google, Srikanth. Okay. What happened? Srikanth disconnected, huh? Yo, Srikanth. Anyone connected from laptop? You can share your screen, guys. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen.
Maurice, come on. You can. Okay, Srikanth again. He joined again. Okay, that's fine. Maurice, Srikanth is already started sharing the screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Srikanth, just type. Okay. Enable virtualization. enable virtualization. Just type enable virtualization. Correct. That's okay. That's okay in BIOS, no issues. Or Windows 10. Enable virtualization in Windows 10. Okay. Fine. So go to images screen. Go to images. Images option is there, right? All videos, images. Let me request. Okay, done. Okay, done. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, so just approve my request. I just asked you to control your screen. Just approve my request. Can you see the request, or let me request again? Request remote
I
control.
can see it.
Okay, what happened? Again, it was stopped.
Shanmukh, I'm having some network issue. Can
Okay,
someone
okay,
can
okay. Done. Morris, you can share your screen. Yeah, Morris.
Yeah, I'm not gonna share the screen.
Okay, done. Okay, fine. And done. Okay, so go to images screen. Images, there you can see one option, guys. All videos, images. Go to that images. I hope you can see. All right, you can see all, right? Let me take control of your machine. Let me request. Okay, just approve my request, Morris. Yes, now you can see here images. Go to this images. There you can
Okay.
see different options. Okay, so guys, once you you entered into the BIOS settings, you can see different options like configuration tab. Here there are different tabs will be there. Information tab. This is a configuration tab. You can see only configuration tab. Just click on the configuration tab. There you can see Intel virtualization technology or Intel virtual technology. Generally it will be disabled like this. You have to use your arrow keys. Your cursor won't work in the BIOS settings. You have to use up arrow, down arrow, left arrow, right arrow. Go to this option, just hit enter. You can see enabled or disabled. Just hit enter again, you can enable it. And then once the setting is enabled, there is a key called F10, like this. You can see here F10 save and exit. You can see, right? F10. Just press F10. Once the option is enabled, just press F10, so that automatically you can enable, I mean not automatically, manually you can enable the virtualization technology in your laptop, guys. It's very easy. Just you should know which is the boot key for your laptop. If you are using Lenovo, it might be F9. If you are using Dell, it might be F10. Generally function keys will be there, F2 or F9 or F10. Check it before enabling it. What you have to do, go to Google. What is the function, what is the boot key for Lenovo, what is the boot key for Dell, like that you have to check in the Google. And you have to restart your laptop before coming into the online, before coming the machine completely ready. Just once the machine is restarted, keep pressing the F2 button or F9 button or F10 button. Definitely you'll go to the boot settings. And sometimes you can see advanced tab in the, if you don't see configuration tab, you can see advanced tab. In some other tab, you can see this virtualization technology option, guys. Okay, if you still facing the issue in enabling the virtualization, please do a video call to me. I'm going to help you out how to fix it. Okay, fine. Right, so now what we are going to do, so I don't think Oracle VirtualBox is installed in your laptop, right, Morris?
Is that what?
So Oracle VirtualBox is not yet installed, right, in this machine? I
Yes.
hope. Okay, done. So now what you can do is go to the Google, simply type Oracle VirtualBox. Where is the browser you're using? Edge. Okay, fine. In my laptop it was already installed, guys. That's the problem. Okay, otherwise, okay, I can show in my laptop itself. So simply type install Oracle virtual, sorry, not install, download Oracle Virtualbox. Just type like this. You can see a website from the Oracle Virtualbox itself, virtualbox.org. Open this website. Now you can see you are going to install for Windows hosts, not for Linux, Solaris and all. Just click on this Windows hosts. Now it will start downloading, guys. It won't take much time. It's hardly a 100 MB file. You can see 106 MB. Okay. So almost downloaded. It is taking this much time. Okay, done. Okay, just click on the open file or go to this folder. You will go to the downloads. Then you can click on this file. So what you can do, I hope nothing is personal in the downloads, right, Morris?
No.
Done. Let me open the downloads. Okay, you can see this file. Guys, listen carefully. Everything like any applications as a DBA, if you are opening any applications, make sure you are opening as run as administrator, guys. Okay, applications, not all files, not like JP files, JPEG files, not pictures, documents and all. Only application type of files. You can see the type of file is application. So application type files you have to open with run as administrator. So very useful, okay, option it is. Most of the errors will be fixed if you open, okay, an application with a run as administrator. This is also called as elevated mode. Okay, sometimes they will ask you, your team lead and all, please try to open with elevated mode and all. Elevated mode means run as admin mode only. Okay, elevated means a high level. So elevated mode means run as admin mode. So again, I'm saying it's very important. Try to open the applications with run as administrator. Please habituate this activity, guys. Every time whenever you're opening any applications, try to open with run as administrators only. Okay, run as administrator only. Right, installation of Oracle VirtualBox is very easy. Next install. Okay, again, this is not our part. This will be done by the VM team or Windows team. So that's why next install. Yes, Maurice, you can continue.
Okay.
Yes, install.
So,
During the installation, you might get a pop-up, install or uninstall. Click on the install button. You might get a pop-up. Sometimes you will get a pop-up, sometimes you won't get a pop-up. So during the installation, if you are getting any pop-up to install, it will show you two options. One is install, second one is uninstall. Click on the install button so that it is going to install, guys. The installation will be completed. Once the installation is done, it will create a shortcut key on your desktop. So you can open that shortcut key to create the virtual machines. I hope virtualization is enabled in your laptop, Morris. Just check it once. Just check it once. Go to the task manager and check whether virtualization is enabled or not. Yes. Yes, performance and virtualization is disabled, Morris. Virtualization is
My
displayed.
Zebra.
Yes, you can see here 139.739 beside you can see virtualization option. Okay,
Yeah.
so you have to enable it, then you can create the VMs. If you don't enable it while creating the VMs, you can only see 32-bit machines. Okay, so if you see 32-bit machines, if you cannot see 64-bit machines, means your virtualization is not enabled.
Okay.
Okay, so did you get any pop-up while installing this VirtualBox?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so yours is 4 GB machine. Okay, again, okay, try to increase the RAM, Morris, so that you can practice, okay, other concepts and all, advanced concepts and all.
Install the same thing
Okay.
in my laptop.
Okay,
Yeah, you can see if you want.
no problem, no problem. So let's complete this one. So once the installation is done, then okay, so then we'll create the VMs. Okay, just click on that, it's blinking. Minimize all the applications, all the windows, minimize this as well, minimize the whole edge. Okay, just click on the task, this one, Oracle VirtualBox setup file, last icon. Yes, okay, no, try to 1 minute, let me try. Yes, okay, done, it was successfully installed. Okay, you can just click on finish button. Yeah, you can see here a shortcut is created, right? Again, you have to
Yeah.
open this shortcut with run as administrator mode. Select it and right click, choose run as admin mode option while opening, guys. Otherwise, sometimes what happened, okay, you will get some errors. Okay, open run as administrator. Okay. It is taking. Did you got any pop-up, Morris? Yes or no screen?
No.
Okay, you didn't get any pop-up. Okay, you will get, generally you will get yes or no screen that I cannot see. Okay, done. So this is how it look like, guys. This is a blank virtual machine just now installed. Okay, nothing is there, no VMs are there. It's a fresh installation, guys. Now if you want to create a new VM, click on this new VM. You can start creating the new VM. I don't create the VM, it will take time. Okay, so you can see here, right, if you don't enable the virtualization, you can see here all are 32-bit machines only, all are 32-bit machines. 32-bit machines are old machines, you cannot use now. If you, this is another way to find whether virtualization is enabled or not in your laptop. If you see all are 32-bit machines, means the virtualization is not enabled. If you see 32-bit machines and 64-bit machines, means virtualization is enabled. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Okay, just installation of Oracle VirtualBox software. So tomorrow I'll show you how to create a VM, how to install a Windows operating system, then how to install SQL Server. We are going to cover in next sessions, guys. Okay, any questions, any doubts? Yeah, Maurice, you can stop sharing.
Shanmugh,
Yes,
what do we do if we get that pop-up? Do you want to
which pop-up?
install VirtualBox? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Nothing. If you open Oracle VirtualBox with run as administrator, generally you will get it. No need to do anything. Yeah.
Can we try this installation process by tomorrow morning?
Of course, now itself you can try. Now itself you can try. Go to Google, type Oracle VirtualBox for Windows, download it and install it. Very simple thing. Yes. Any other questions?
What is the need to virtual?
What is the need to install VirtualBox? Huh?
Yes, yes.
Okay. What I have to answer till now 2.5 hours.
Yes.
I said the
I
same.
mean, that's regarding DB.
See, regarding DB only, but we are not going to install SQL servers in the local lab. See, we can install SQL server in your local laptop. No one is going to stop you. But the thing is, we need a real-time setup, right? In the organization, how the servers will be, the visibility of the servers, how we are going to connect to the servers. You should know these things. These are very important. That's why we are creating virtual machines. In the organization also, people are going to use virtual machines only. Okay, so like the organization setup we are creating in our laptops. So once we create the virtual machines, on top of that we can install Windows operating systems. On top of that we can install SQL servers. So to install SQL servers, we are creating the virtual machines. Okay, any questions? Any questions, any doubts?
Real time
Real time?
virtual machine is important for before
Who,
installing.
first of all, let me know your name. I am very eagerly waiting for your name. Who is this?
Chinna.
Chinna.
Yes.
Okay, so since the beginning, I am asking who is Dell, right? Are you able to hear me?
No, sir.
No.
Some mic problem is there.
Oh, mic problem. That's okay. That's okay. No problem. But don't give Dell name and all. Okay. Or let me know if you join from different devices. Just let me know your name in the chart. I am going to rename it. Okay. Why?
Okay.
Because people are going to misuse it. That's the main problem. Hmm? Yes, Chinna. You're asking something. Yes. Chinna, you're asking something.
So before installing in the real time, we have to create a compulsory virtual machine, sir.
No, we don't create it. Windows people will be there. They are going to create it. Everything will be ready. You will get a server name. Simply you have to connect to the server remotely. Then you can start installing SQL Server. But as I discussed throughout the practice, you are the Windows team, you are the network team, right? So that's why you have to install in your laptop, not in the organization.
How many members in our team, sir? Database.
Depends. How many members are there in your family? If I ask this question, depends, right?
Okay.
Generally, parents, mother, father, okay, wife, husband, children. Depends. Children, if 3 children are there, 3, 2, 1. So it depends. In the same way, depends upon my project. People will have 5 members in a team, 6 members in a team, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 members in a team, 15 members in a team, 20 members in a team if it is a big project. Not more than 20. Don't tell 40 members, 50 members DBAs are there in the project. They will ask you this question, how many members are there? You can tell any number between 8 to 12. Okay. In which format virtual hard disk need to select? Tomorrow I'll explain. Nothing to worry. Nothing to worry, Jubair. Tomorrow everything I'm going to show you. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions?
Thanks, Shanmush.
No problem. No problem. So any suggestions,
Okay.
guys? Classes are going fast, slow, medium. Any suggestions?
No, it is going so smoothly,
Okay.
and we understand everything.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. That's fine, guys.
Good patience.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. Done, guys. Okay. So we'll disconnect now. Tomorrow morning sharp at 7 a.m. First 1-2 classes I'll give you 10 minutes time till 7:10. But you should join sharp at 7. The meeting link will open at 6:55 itself. You can join by 6:55, but don't take time. Okay,
So,
don't join.
like me, what time is it?
Sorry, Maurice. Your
So
time.
today what time?
You're asking your time. See, generally we are going to connect 7 to 9:30 IST. Okay. Morning. Come on. Who is that? Ganesh. I don't know. You kept your phone in the silencer or what? Okay. So just a minute. Yes, Maurice. Okay. Generally, our class timings are 7 to. Come on, Ganesh. Why you are unmuting? Any questions are there, Ganesh? Let me mute you. Let me mute you. I cannot hear you at all. I am getting that silencer sound only. Okay. If you have any questions, please type your question in the chat box. Right. Fine. Okay. Generally more is 7 to 9:30. Okay. Class timings will be 7 to 9:30 IST. So it will be 7 means 9:30. 9:30. Okay.
PM. Okay.
AM to 9:30 to 10, 11, 12 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Okay.
Now what is your time? Almost
Now
12.
is a 12:08.
12:08. Correct. You are in EST time zone, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. So it's the same timings in the morning and evening, the same timings. Okay. 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. 9:30 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. Done, guys. Any questions? Any doubts? Yeah. No questions? If no questions, that's it for today, guys. Ganesh, do you have any questions? You can ask now. I'm sorry, Ganesh. I can't hear you properly. Okay, you can just ping me in the WhatsApp. Okay, no problem. I'll reply. Okay. Yes, guys. Any questions? You can ping me in the WhatsApp, guys. Okay. So that's it for now. So tomorrow we'll connect at 7 a.m. sharp. Okay. Please try to join at 7 a.m. guys. And for US it will be 9:30 p.m. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye all. Good night. Good morning. Good day.